Soul Simmers, so today is a big news day. Today is the release of The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits, and also the release of a small patch. So we got a Discord notification in the Sims Direct subserver saying, Simmers, we've released a small patch to address the community reported issues of water damage plopsy listings and the tuning of the requirement for the playground venues from 6 to 4. Thanks for all the feedback. And that was from EA Cade, which is one of the community managers for the Sims team. So not a big patch. I was actually expecting more information. I don't know if this day one patch included any sort of fixes for Adventure Awaits or not. That wasn't super clear. And then they also did a release of a blog going over Getaways and Custom Venues. There was supposed to be a Q&A session on Discord yesterday, but it got canceled or rescheduled. And they haven't given us a date for that. But at this point, it kind of doesn't matter, given that A, the expansion pack's already out, and B, this blog is already out. So it's like, well, but this is a guide to Getaways and Custom Venues from Adventure Awaits. So this article is by the lead designer of the Getaways and Custom Venues, Nikhil, I guess, if I'm saying the name correctly. So a getaway can be many different things in The Sims 4. It can quite literally be a way for your Sims to get away from everyday life and stay with other Sims in a new location with a schedule of activities that guides what they do. Getaways can be camps that orient Sims around developing skills together, or retreats where Sims focus on their relationships or creative pursuits. But getaways can also be a weekend away at grandma's house, or even weekly workout classes. You can decide your home is the perfect base for a getaway, or have an entourage of Sims stay at your residence. Now, in comparison, a custom venue is a new lot type that goes beyond standard venues like museums by letting players design the experience. The venue builder allows you to set rules and assign roles to Sims. And yes, you can enjoy custom venues without the getaway system if you rather focus on world building. If you're not a builder, but you still want custom venues, check out the gallery. So what kind of getaways should I make? When planning a real-life adventure, you might ask yourself, where do I want to go? Who do I want to go with? What activities will we do there? What should happen? When should it happen? And most importantly, why are we going there? You might know some of the answers to these questions. As you ask one question, the other answers might be more clear. We want getaways to begin with whatever these questions inspires you. Start with an idea, a place, a goal, or even just a vibe, and then shape the rest of the experience from there. This is your simulation within a simulation. So let's take a look at how a getaway provides choices to help you create your who, what, when, where, or why. As for the why, that is discovering what motivates you to take on some different challenges for your Sims, create your own storyline, and perhaps bend a few rules or embrace new challenges. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the beach. So in this example, they're using the beaches from Sulani, which came with Island Living. Who do I want to go with? I want to go with my friends, but I want to meet new people too. When are we going? I want this to last at least 4 days, but who knows? I may extend it again and again. And you see they check the weekly box. I'm weekly on Sundays for 4 days. What are we going to do there? I don't want to just party or lay around. I want to get in shape by swimming and diving. Maybe even to get out of bed early and do some sunrise yoga. And I want there to be a beachside bonfire with some dancing and maybe a musician. So in this example, you can see they get up at 7 a.m. for water aerobics or some sort of water activities, 10 a.m. for yoga, 1 p.m. just to enjoy the outdoors, 4 o'clock for a meal, 7 o'clock to socialize, and 10 o'clock to go to bed. And then you get to name the getaway. They're calling it Bonfire at the Beach. Why are my Sims going here? We just want a relaxing beach vacation with friends where we get to do a little bit of everything, from making new challenges to building new skills to kicking back and just taking in the view. As the getaway unfolds, imagine if we answer these questions a little differently. What if this beach retreat for the Sims to get in great shape and compete to see who's the most fit Sim? What if we change the competition to be about finding love? What if the next round of beach getaways is about couples who are returning to work on their strained relationships or give up and find new romantic options? What if we remove the trainers and staff and supporting Sims and the beach visitors had to fish, cook, clean, and support themselves from the natural environment around them? What if you purchase this lot and earn money by letting visitors stay here and enjoy a luxury villa experience? With getaways, you can take the same idea and evolve it into something entirely different. Once you create a getaway, you have 5 core building blocks that work together: roles, schedules, locations, activities, and rules. Roles, schedules, and activities are your strongest tools as a getaway creator. The lot you set up, including a custom venue lot that has its own behavior you can define, gives you control over a place, so you can make anything from a rustic survival camp to a lavish mansion. And getaway rules let you add elements of competition, challenge, special layers of gameplay that remix your sim experience. Roles are about the who of your getaway. Each role has 3 important parts: sim criteria, role activities, and outfits. When you decide on what kind of sims you want in a role, you can decide what kind of sims you want through sim criteria, as well as choosing the specific traits that you want included in that role. When you use sim criteria, you are choosing what traits, skills, relationship status, and other gameplay and personality factors you want sims in this role to have. Sim criteria also gives you the choice of whether you want to require sims to fit that criteria or wish for that to be more of a preference. When you don't have specific sims in mind, by setting the total sim count to whatever number of sims you desire, the getaway will find the right sims to match your criteria and bring them in for you. Setting a role's default activities allows you to decide what a role genuinely cares about. So when you add this role into your getaway schedule, the role already focuses sims on behaviors that are important to them. This makes it easy to start shaping your plans right away. However, roles are not limited to the role's activities. When you make a schedule, you have the ability to give roles different activities during different time slots. For example, you can have a fitness instructor role who has the default activity of mentoring fitness, but you can still have this role leading spin classes in the morning and hosting a dance class at night. Finally, you can set default outfits for your roles. You can go in depth and style each of the outfit categories, or keep it simple and pick a style, a color, or an outfit category that represents what this role is about. Each time slot will also allow you to change outfits, so when you're choosing your role outfits, think about what this sim generally likes to wear. Now, schedules are the managers of the getaway. They decide what happens, when it happens, and who is involved. Time slots allow you to create periods of time and decide what sims care about during those hours. You can create as many time slots or even stick with just one time slot, and you can arrange the hours in the day as you wish, which allows you to create schedules that can feel simple and laid back or busy and packed. Each time slot has its own activities, roles, outfits, allowing you to create different combinations of sim behavior throughout the day. Your getaway can be a relaxing fish retreat in the morning and turn into a flirty dance party in the evening. And remember, you don't have to plan everything out perfectly or at all when you get started. Schedules are flexible and nothing is locked in. You can make changes before the getaway begins, or even switch things up while it's happening. Change up activities, bring more sims, or just clear out a time slot and give your sims a little free time. It is entirely your choice whether the schedule becomes a detailed itinerary or something a little bit more spontaneous. Activities are what brings the schedule to life. Think of them as strong suggestions that your sims care about doing, but not absolute rules they must follow. Sims will do interactions that relate to an activity, but if they can't, or if they have more pressing wants or needs, they might choose to do something else. Maybe the plan calls for a group hike, but if you stayed up too late the night before, you might decide on a long nap is the better option. Activities are one powerful layer that influences how sims at a getaway behave, but sims at the getaway will respond to possibilities and objects that they have on their lot, the things they see in the world around them, and the moods, wants, needs, and relationship influences that they experience at the getaway. When you give sims multiple role activities as well as a time slot activity, sims will try to make the best decision possible, beginning with their role activities that will generally take priority. As you add multiple role activities within the same time slot, sims will try to find clever ways to do 2 things at once. But if the multiple role activities cannot be done at the same time, so i.e. playing a video game and going fishing, sims make a choice which is influenced by their motives and dozens of other factors that make up sim autonomy. The list of activities is already full of options, but if you happen to own other packs, activities from those other packs will also appear, letting you take full advantage of content you already have. This could mean yoga with spa day, horseback riding with horse ranch, snowboarding from snowy escape, or scuba diving and island living. There's also individual activities available within adventure weights, like water activities or cause mischief and mayhem, which grow based on which packs you own. Activities, simply put, are what your getaway is all about. Whether you choose one activity or several, these activities shape how your sims experience the getaway, from how they spend their time to the lasting impact once the getaway ends. Sims don't have to do every activity or follow the schedule rigidly to earn impactful rewards from their getaway. Whatever your sim tends to do more often, whether it's cooking or crafting or outdoor exploration or socializing and making new friends, that will determine what rewards your sim earns when the getaway is done. Every great getaway starts with the right location, and you now have more choices than ever. With the new lot type filter, you can browse and select from a variety of lots. Most venue types are available to choose from, like bars, gyms and lounges, and even other Sims residential homes. Ever dream of hosting a black tie piano recital at the Goss Mansion? Now you can, though your sim will have to pay for the cost of using their home. With such an expansive list of locations to choose from, the possibilities are nearly endless. You can even host a getaway at your own home. Doing so earns you simoleons and maybe even a few tips from your guests, turning your residence into both a destination and a source of profit. Hosting more Sims on your lot and increasing your residence lot value will allow your getaway to earn progressively more simoleons per day. Getaway rules allow you to remix your getaways with additional gameplay that could involve challenges, eliminations, gameplay boost, or other elements that modify Sims experiences. Rules can be combined. You can choose up to 5 rules, and you can choose which roles in your getaway these rules apply to. This gives you the control to set up groups of Sims who are contestants up for elimination, or judges whose relationships will dictate the fates of others. You can find different combinations of rules to apply. You can create your own version of survival camps, reality TV drama, romantic retreats, focused goal-based camps about learning skills or boosting productivity. Rules give you one more way to bend the simulation to suit your stories. Once you've got down the basics, getaways can grow beyond the expected answers. You can make getaways that don't really sound like getaways at all, but they use the component of a lot to stay in, a sim or group of Sims to participate, and a schedule that defines what your getaway is all about. You can set them up as reoccurring events to slip them into your Sims' weekly routines, choosing both the duration and the days they repeat. Maybe it's the weekend boarding camp for your kids, or maybe it's a Friday night retreat for adults that can't wait. Rules are where things really heat up, letting you layer on custom challenges or even eliminations, where every day the Sim with the lowest skill or progress has to pack up and head home. Suddenly, your relaxing vacation could feel more like a survival camp, a cutthroat competition. And yes, our favorite is Love Highland, but you can always put your own spin on it. When you're ready to share, you can build a custom venue, attach your schedule preset, and upload it to the gallery for everyone to enjoy, or even grab someone else's creations to shake up your own saves. Over time, we hope these getaways will grow into the Sims 4 larger ecosystem, allowing getaways into stories that are wild, heartfelt, or hilariously messy as your imagination allows. Making a complex getaway completely from scratch involves digging into several areas of gameplay, and every Sims player has areas of the game they love to tinker with, as well as areas of the game they put less attention into. We encourage you to pour your efforts and creativity into the building blocks that appeal to you, and make use of our pre-made schedules and roles, builds from the gallery or in the world, and Sims you already care about to get a strong foundation going in the areas you don't feel like digging into right away. If you love to build, then create the custom venue of your dreams. Pour your eye for details and construction into the lot, and then complete the venue with a simpler schedule filled with pre-made roles. If you love to tell romantic and dramatic stories between Sims, start a great getaway lot for romance. The Adams family, the Adams residence, is a private area to woo Sims, and little details like mirrors and flowers to boost your romantic successes. And pour into your heart the roles, schedules, and rules, thinking about the details of which Sims need to be there, how they should behave, and how much jealousy and past history might come into play. If you like to achieve as much as possible with a sense of efficiency and creativity to power your Sims to great heights, think carefully about how you can economize the getaway's cost, or perhaps host it on your lot. Make clever decisions about how to have the highest quality objects. Design a legion of helping Sims, staff to clean, chefs to make meals, skillful Sims to mentor. Add the rules to boost your Sim success. You certainly can do it all if you want to, but it's not a requirement of making a great getaway. As you begin to plan your getaway and you consider all of the many options for what your getaway can be, start by asking yourself not only what are my Sims doing here, but also what kind of player am I? What do I enjoy tinkering with and experimenting with the most? Getaways are not a feature we designed for you to play any one specific way. We're excited to have you look inward and ask what kind of adventure awaits me. It's actually a beautiful blog. I love how descriptive it is and explaining the difference between Getaways and Custom Venues, which hasn't always been clear through trailers and other early access gameplay. So I do appreciate having that kind of heads up. Obviously, this article was supposed to come out with the Q&A session. It was supposed to happen on October 1st. That didn't happen. So I still appreciate the article nonetheless. I think it's for people who are on the fence or just didn't understand these two new systems. It has provided clarity. I can't wait to launch into the game myself. Let me know in the comments below what you think of custom venues and getaways.